It's Madden NFL 24 on EA Sports.
And the question is, are you ready for some football?
It's the Chicago Bears and the Washington Commanders.
And it comes your way next.
This building holds just north of 80,000, and they have come out in very good numbers today at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one in the NFC, as it'll be the Chicago Bears taking on the Washington Commanders. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and for both of these teams that we're going to see, Charles, the future is kind of right now. You know, this is something you only see a handful of times in an NFL season where you've got a rookie quarterback versus a rookie quarterback.
And I think a lot of that has to do with the era we're in now, because our dads, they didn't see rookie quarterbacks go against each other. In fact, it could be 2-3 years before they even saw the playing field. Nowadays, you get drafted, they expect you to play earlier, and these guys as competitors, they'll take their lumps early, but they'd rather be on the field.
Set to go now on a beautiful sunny afternoon, and we are underway from FedEx Field. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Here are the Commanders for their first drive of the game. And they will be led out by the youngster, the rookie, their QB.
Tell you what, partner, he might just be a rookie, but he certainly looks the part of a veteran NFL starter, and he carries himself like one leading the offense out there. In a lot of ways, he is advanced as a first-year quarterback, and he came in and was right at home with this offense.
They started on the ground with Eckler, and he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there, second down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
To throw on second down, Daniels. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. But just 2 plays in, and Charles already their first sack defensively.
Yeah, how about that? That didn't take long, did it? And now they look at third down, and that's another time to try and go and get the quarterback too.
I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Back to throw. Daniels. On the screen, this is Eckler. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. They'll get 8, but they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive because that's not enough.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. Here comes Pettis on the return. It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their rookie quarterback.
And there's a word that constantly gets thrown around with this guy when you talk to anyone in the building. Potential. They are sky high on what they believe he can grow into in the role of a starting quarterback. In addition, there are plenty around the league who think that as well. And years from now, he can still be leading this offense out.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Swift. Oh, breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Chicago. DeAndre Swift 61 yards. And the Bears will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They sold their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3 and out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stuff it. Then we're going to take the ball. They won't be able to keep up with us. And they got it done.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. The Bears send the kicking team out there, and they will send this one away. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Commander's going to retake the field for drive number 2. And a 3 and out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out there, a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
It was the safety blitz that ultimately did the job, and they're going to credit him with a sack.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. Off play action. Daniels. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, that play was certainly a little bit different because on the previous play, he was sacked. This time, protection a lot better. Had time to survey the field and still couldn't find an open receiver.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. That'll be taken in by Demir Bird. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down.
There's another example what defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They gave up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
On the return is Pettis. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt. 6 on the return, and the Bears take over. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Now Williams throwing to start the drive. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The end result, 21 yards.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a 1st down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
On the option to give to Swift here. Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. The 71 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
Now they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you've said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
And really a nice job there to make something out of that run, sidestepping defenders for a pickup of 4.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Williams now looking to throw on 2nd down.
He short arms that one just a bit. It's low and incomplete.
I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but maybe circle this play, because if they get the stop and hold them to a field goal here, that's a pretty good job. They're already down on the scoreboard.
A stop now would be vital for them, because it could save them from having to do it multiple times later in the game in order to either get back into it or maybe have a chance to win.
Williams to throw on 3rd down.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the 1st down.
Back to the running game with Swift.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
2nd down and a yard. On the option to give to Swift here.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the Stix.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the 1st quarter.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Off the bootleg, Williams. Quick hitter here, it's complete. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
2nd and 6 with the ball on the 7. They will run straight ahead with Swift.
And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1 yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
And they'll try the option on 1st and goal.
And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down.
And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
That's to Moore, and he's got it. Touchdown, Bears.
4 yards on the touchdown grab.
And the Bears have taken a 13-0 1st quarter lead. Well, with this rookie QB, we talk a lot about his ball placement and how good he can be at laying it right in there. I think we just saw, Charles, though, the strength of that arm. That was an absolute rifle for the completed touchdown.
It absolutely was, and let's face it, you think he was really ready to get that 1st touchdown? Absolutely. He threw that pass with authority, just as you described. Big-time arm right there, and let's face it, a lot of quarterbacks used to be pitchers in baseball. The fastball was usually their best pitch, and we saw it there.
The Bears send the kicking team out there, and they will send this one away.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Now the Washington offense going back to work.
Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Daniels.
And looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted.
Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure, but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
In motion right comes Allen. A little jet sweep to start the drive.
Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away.
$14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Bears with the football. We get set to begin quarter number 2. 2nd and 8 coming from the 19. As they've got it as we resume action. Here's Williams to throw on 2nd down. And he'll go right back to Allen. That's complete. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Here's Swift.
And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown.
DeAndre Swift
with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half.
And the Bears have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
Sometimes you get a 1st and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9-yard line, and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on 1st down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots at going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
Santos with the extra point, and it's now 21-0. The drive there only spanning 3 plays, and a 9-yard run on the end of it. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
They'll start by running the option to the right. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down.
It looked like almost a miscommunication defensively, because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback? And when you talk about miscommunication, it's supposed to be called assignment football on the defensive side of the ball. But the assignment gets mixed up. That's the end result.
There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be second down.
The completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Second down and 4.
Looking to throw. Daniels.
The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Back to throw. Daniels. And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
Not many boos just yet from this home crowd, but they may be starting soon as I'm starting to detect an uneasy murmur through this crowd. This offense, they've been lifeless in this first half. And now here's another punting situation and a 4th down.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Taking it about the 16.
Following the punt return here, there is someone shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
Ball at the 23, 2nd and 8.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Williams.
They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
This is Swift on the counter.
And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
112 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
Now that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. He'll grab 3 yards on the play, taking it himself for the first down.
So that was all you're looking for on a play like that. Get the first down and keep the drive moving.
Yeah, it just looked to me like he just said to himself, I've got this. I'll take it. I'll pick it up, and let's keep moving. Get the first down, get a new set, and let's start over.
Williams.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
On second down, Swift.
And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry. and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
That is caught. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 31-yard line. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on 3rd.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
Williams' throw there complete to Allen.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down.
All right, go get him now.
Swift going to try up the middle.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete.
So on 4th down, Cairo Santos on now for the Bears field goal.
This from 42 yards out. Santos' kick is up and through, and the route is on. It's 24-0.
So everything else has gone right in this first half. Kind of follows that it would for their kicker, too, as he adds 3 more onto the lead.
Yeah, and the way that this one's gone, definitely not looking like he's going to have to worry too much about pressure kicks late in the game. He can go out there free and easy, just work on his form, and he knocked that one through.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. Washington ready to try again on offense. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it. I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it. You mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that they've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Oh, he'll take a shot from McCaffrey downfield.
And that's caught inside the 35. 39 yards there, a big one.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Back to throw. Daniels being chased out left. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts,
as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Looking to throw. Daniels. And it's caught. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal.
And Brandon, as you know, sometimes it's a lot tougher to run with these tight ends nowadays in the NFL. They're just bigger wide receivers. He lined up on the left side of the formation, ran a drag route across the field, and tried to work his way open. He was able to make the catch, but the defenders were there, couldn't do a whole lot with it afterwards.
Robinson is into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible, but all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. He's got it, and that makes our score 24-7. The drive summary that time, 5 plays.
And it was capped off by the touchdown run from Brian Robinson.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
Taken at the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Well, let's shine the spotlight on the former Georgia Bulldog, DeAndre Swift, who's set to begin this next drive.
He's already cruised past the 100-yard mark. We haven't even gone away for halftime yet.
He might not want halftime. All right, why cool off?
Keep everybody here.
Let's stay out on the field and keep going. But all that being said, everything is really working well for them. The play calling's been excellent. The blocking's been terrific. And obviously his vision and legs have hurdled him to this big number so far. We could be seeing something really special here.
And we'll see how much they give him the ball here. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. Back to throw. Williams.
Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Williams.
A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
I tell you what, that's a veteran play from a guy in his first season in the NFL. A lot of rookies will try and force something there. He thought better of it, and that was the right decision.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Again, he'll drop to throw. Flushed out right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. Here comes the Bears punter now.
Dax Milne deep for Washington.
And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35.
Let's go now, let's go.
A final shot before break. Daniels. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. So we reach halftime with the visiting Bears out on top here. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everyone, to our brand new studios here in downtown Orlando in the EA Sports Halftime Report. We watched a solid performance out of running back DeAndre Swift. He's over 100 yards rushing for the game already and found the end zone twice as well.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3.
One play at a time, baby. Man, that's open all day.
Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick.
Velus Jones now from his end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. And the Bears offense set to go to begin the third quarter. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I liked what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see one or two guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
Williams throw complete here to Komet.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll bring up second down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
On the option to give to Swift here.
Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
Here is third down and 4.
Back to throw. Williams.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
They gotta walk that walk, baby.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
Here we go. Let's ride up. Every day, let's do what we do every day.
They work now on 2nd and 9. Once again, it's Swift.
Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Now Williams on 3rd down. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down.
I haven't met a quarterback yet that didn't enter the league with a massive chip on his shoulder if he wasn't a first-round pick.
They want to show the league that they made a big mistake. Determined to get the first down there, no hesitation at all to tuck it and go. I bet he would have tried running through their entire defense if it meant reaching that marker.
And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. 140 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
He had a really solid first half running the football and picking up where he left off here in the third quarter.
How about the yardage he's piling up right now? This feels like a full game, not just this series that we're watching right now. I know people are screaming, where are the adjustments from halftime on the defensive side of the ball? Sometimes they're just not there. Sometimes you just have to find a way to tackle someone.
And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
From the 24 now, here's 2nd and 6.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. That's going to be caught. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
And I'll tell you what, this offense is playing a little bit of keep away right now. They've come out here in the third quarter, possessed the ball for quite a while, and they keep on converting. Nice pitch and catch there to set up the 1st and goal.
Swift
gets past one man. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
2nd and goal from the 1.
Swift again, and he will not get in. In fact, he might have lost a yard. Back to the 2.
Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
On is Santos for the Bears field goal.
From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. Santos' kick is up and through, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. First possession of the second half now for Washington.
They start on the ground with Robinson here. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down. I don't know what this says about me, but I love successful runs up the middle when the blocking is so well executed like that.
And it doesn't matter whether it's zone blocking, whether it's a power scheme. When you have a blocker on a defender, and then the running back can read it, find the proper hole, and just go, it's sometimes a thing of beauty.
Stopped on the play by Jaquan Brisker.
When they're lined up in the 46 defense like that, running is just going to be a slog.
Especially if you're trying to run it in the middle of the defense. So what you're hoping, get a stalemate against the 3 across the front, and can you get some one-on-one blocks that you can win on the perimeter? To me, that's the best place to carry the football.
And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI.
So pass interference, the call is so tough as a defender, I'd imagine, to time that up perfectly.
It certainly is difficult to get it exactly right because sometimes you're looking at getting there fractions of seconds too early. That one looked a little more obvious. Always a tough penalty to officiate. Just ask the basketball refs when they have to officiate block and charge.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Zach Ertz has it complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 34-yard line. 17 yards that time and a Washington first.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. And right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And now you have to wonder, partner, at what point in time do they forget the running game? It's been a struggle so far in this one. I would think they'd have to start throwing it a little bit more.
They've got 2nd and 12 from the 36. Robinson with another carry.
And he'll get 3 down at the 34-yard line. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10. Back now at FedEx Field.
It's Washington with the football, but trailing here as we begin quarter number 4.
Flush to his right. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
That looked great when he first took off because in my mind, there was room to run and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with this 4th down call.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive.
Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. Touchdown, Washington.
A 24-yard touchdown.
And the Commanders have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you'd kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Well, let's shine the spotlight on the former Georgia Bulldog, DeAndre Swift, who's set to begin this next drive.
He's already hit pay dirt twice. He's up over 100 yards. He is feeling good.
And he's just zipping along today. Everything coming together for him. It's that type of a day that you see a back just got to have a grin on his face every time his number is called because he doesn't feel like there are going to be any lost yardage plays, nothing but big-time positive runs.
Making the sideline grin as well. And pretty nice work defensively there on the first down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this fourth quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the fourth quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
And he'll push his way forward to about the 32.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Allen, the man in motion right.
And they'll fake it there on the jet sweep, and instead, here's Swift.
That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
Fielded just inside the 30. It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return.
And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. Another drive coming up for this Washington offense. Well, still a long way to go, but trending upward. They scored the last time out, you remember. Then their defense forced the punt. Now they try to inch closer, but still ultimately down 2 scores in the final quarter.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Daniels
got this complete to Jahan Dotson.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down.
That's a nice throw there, and he's obviously feeling pretty good because remember, he had a touchdown pass on the last drive, and here he comes out throwing again. And they wind up getting good yardage and a 1st down right out of the gate.
On 1st down, Daniels. This is Ertz on the pitch and catch. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that will bring up 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Daniels. That's to McCaffrey, complete. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 34-yard line. 12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains. But correct me if I'm wrong, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. They're going to hurry back to the line now. To throw on 2nd down, Daniels. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Daniels.
And this is incomplete. Oh, that looked like a sure 6 points, but he could not get that to stick, and that is a golden opportunity wasted there.
If I'm making excuses, and I am, sometimes the sun can be difficult on a ball like that. That looked like it was going to be right there, but it's in and out of his hands. and a potential big play goes by the wayside.
Now they go for it on fourth, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. Ron Rivera, the gambling type, but he comes up empty here. And the Bears will get the football back. So still over 3 minutes remaining in this game, but boy, not getting that when that hurt.
That's a little bit demoralizing, so they have to be careful about that because still have an opportunity if they can get some things done on defense. But now, since they've taken over on downs, a team with the ball, guess what? Going to 4-minute offense, maybe they can put this thing away.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning.
Right back to Swift again on 2nd down. And this will be a Bears first down as the tackle made at about the 43-yard line.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And he is not going to go anywhere. They're going to get to him behind the line, and that is going to get us to the 2-minute warning.
So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here. 2nd and 11.
Herbert powering up the middle.
And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. Now this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Looking to throw. Williams. Buying time to his left. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or 2 short.
The Commander's going to use the 2nd of their timeouts
as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here comes the Bears punter now as he's on to kick it away. And that is very well done there as this will be marked out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
Now Washington
down by 13. 1:45 to play. Field goals useless at this point. They need 2 touchdowns, and they need them in short order. They decide against going for it on 4th and 1, maybe to the dismay of their offense, but hey, a nice consolation prize down inside the 5.
Nice consolation prize indeed. So maybe the offense is upset, but they showed confidence in their defense by punting it away.
On 1st and 10,
Daniels finding McCaffrey on the slant.
At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool them and give you a big play now.
With a sense of urgency.
No doubt.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Daniels. And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Picked up by Jalen Johnson.
And he'll be brought down around the 7-yard line.
Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee.
Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout,
as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. The win for the Bears just around the corner. They go down to a knee. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right? Just us against the world and get it done. How happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one. And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And that final kickoff concludes the ball game, partner. And one side, a really nice win in this one. They were good on offense and on defense.
And I'm guessing in the other locker room, partner, the head coach is just telling his team, hey, we didn't play well enough to keep it close enough where that one possession down the stretch might have given us an opportunity to win the game.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin.